Chapter 10. I enjoy passing time in the palace quarters of the pretty servant girls. They smell of all the delightful things they touch when they perform their duties, serving delicious food and rubbing perfumed oils on the bodies of their mistresses. They fuss over me, tickling me under the chin, kissing me on the head, and stroking my fur just the way I like it, in one sweeping movement from the top of my head to the tip of my tail. If they give me a delicacy stolen from the kitchen, I reward them with a lick on the fingertips. But what I like most about the girls is their gossip. They tell me they love to hear me talk, but they seldom give me a chance because they gossip incessantly. On the morning after the New Year's festival, Heba says, "Last night, Bibi was in the banqueting hall pouring wine for the pharaoh when she heard him talking to the dried-up old fig." My ears prick up when I hear dried-up old fig, which is what the girls call the vizier. "We're lucky he's not our vizier," Nebet interjects. The girls are lucky. The vizier of Lower Egypt is the exact opposite of my vizier. He's short and plump and smiles a lot. He also loves cats, which should be a requirement for the office of vizier. It's a pleasure when this vizier meets with the pharaoh to discuss affairs of state. Back in Wasset, with the other vizier, it was a torment. The dried-up old fig would use the occasion to give me sidelong glances of hatred. "I like our vizier," Nefer says. "So do I," Kia says. "True, he fancies himself a ladies' man, but he's quite harmless." "Let me finish my story," Heba insists. "Bibi overheard the pharaoh order the dried-up old fig to return to Wasset. There was no reason for him to be here. He came here to murder me." "Bibi said that the vizier didn't look too happy about having to return to Wasset," Heba continues. "But of course he told the pharaoh, 'I will obey, your wish is my command.' Such a hypocrite! Then he made a strange request. He asked the pharaoh if he could stay long enough to consult the oracle of Hop, the sacred bull. Bibi said the pharaoh, he's such a considerate king, immediately gave his consent. But listen to what the dried-up fig asked him next." What? Asked the girls. "He asked permission to be alone with the bull." "No," the girls say in disbelief. "Yes," Heba assures them, "and the pharaoh granted it." "Why does the dried-up old fig want to consult the oracle?" Nebet asks. "Most people who do so are about to get married and want to know if their prospective mate really loves them. But it can't be that he plans to get married. Who would have him? I wouldn't, rich as he is, not even if he were the last man in Egypt." The girls fall silent, each wondering why the dried-up old fig wants to consult the oracle. During the quiet interlude, I devise a plan to avenge his attempt to murder me and his cruel treatment of Pepi. I must get to the oracle at the Temple of Ptah before he does. So I tell my pretty servant girls I must be on my way. Whenever I leave their company, they kiss me on the head and make me promise to return as soon as I can. A promise I always keep. The streets of Menfi are crowded. Merchants are coming into the city, their donkeys loaded with goods to sell at the marketplace. Also headed there are shoppers from Menfi and the surrounding villages. My journey to the Temple of Ptah is very slow. I have to stop when a stubborn donkey blocks the road, kicking so fiercely I can't go between his legs. I stop again when a big sack of fruit falls off the back of another donkey, breaking open when it lands, its contents escaping in all directions. My final stop is to suck on a cow's teat. There's nothing better than milk from the source. I'm licking my whiskers when I realize that the cow's owner is standing over me with a stick. But there's an advantage to this unfortunate situation. In fleeing the stick, I make up some of the time I've lost. After a series of wrong turns, I finally arrive, breathless, at the Temple of Ptah and meet a priest coming through the pylon. "Where can I find the oracle? The Hop bull?" I ask. He points towards an area south of the temple. I soon smell bovine dung coming from a stable. Through the open doors, I see the harem of cows kept for the Hop bull's amorous needs. They're mooing, probably gossiping just as my pretty servant girls do back at the palace. I soon come upon the Hop bull's stable. A long line of people are waiting outside. I didn't expect to see the dried-up old fig online. He won't wait his turn like everyone else. I hide behind a bush so he can't spot me while I'm on the lookout for him. The people online rehearse the questions they will ask the sacred bull. Am I going to be chosen to be the scribe of Prince Tai? Does the woman I love me in return? Will I have good crops this year? Is my health going to improve? Will my child get a good job? Does the man I love me in return? Peppy once told me how the hop bull answers such questions. He waits in a walled enclosure at the center of the stable. The enclosure has a barred gate, and inside are two unlocked swinging doors, each leading to a chamber full of food. A person enters the stable and tells his question to the priest, who goes over to the gate to ask the bull. Eventually, the bull gets hungry and butts open one of the doors to get his food. If he chooses the chamber on the right, his answer is yes. If he chooses the other chamber, it means no. When he finishes all the food in a chamber, more is brought in through a back door. The people online continue to wait until, finally, the priest comes over, inserts a key in the bar across the double door of the sacred stable, and, with the key still inside, slides the bar back and opens the doors. He then motions to the first person online, a young woman, to come with him, and they go inside. After 5 minutes or so, the woman comes out crying. The people online shake their head in sympathy, but I'm sure they're thinking their luck will be better than hers. The next one to go in is a young man, the one who rehearsed the question, Does the woman I love me in return? When he comes out, he's smiling. The people online nod to him, some of the men winking at him. After the 10th person, I lose interest. The priest comes out and tells the people who are still waiting, The sacred bull must now rest. Go home and come back tomorrow. They look disappointed, but eventually, ever so slowly, they leave. I'm disappointed too. The vizier hasn't shown up. For the love of Bastet, here he comes, hurrying up the path. The priest, realizing who the approaching figure is, goes to greet him. I have the pharaoh's permission to be alone with the sacred bull, I overhear the vizier say. Yes, we know. We were told. But the priest wants his disapproval known. You realize this is not the proper procedure. I do not give a mummy's rap about the proper procedure. Move away! The priest explains the proper procedure anyway, and seeing that both men are sufficiently distracted, I come out of my hiding place and sneak through the stable door. The interior is a large pillared hall with brightly painted scenes of the god Ta creating the world. The hop bull's enclosure is a rectangle of high stone walls, and the gate is made of gold bars. I look through them at the most magnificent specimen of a bull I've ever seen. On his forehead is a white triangle, which marks him as the chosen bull of Egypt, the true soul of Ta. A wreath of lotus flowers encircles his neck. His horns are encased in gold, and his black fur glistens. Behind him are the two doors to the chambers with his food. Hiding behind a column close to the gate, I wait for the vizier. He enters the hall, closing the door behind him, walks over to the gate, and beckons the bull to come forward. When the bull's head is close to the gate, the vizier asks his question. Am I ever going to get rid of that damned cat, Rapahaman? Oh, you dirty, dried-up old fig. No wonder you wanted to be alone. You wouldn't dare ask that question in front of a priest. It would certainly get back to the pharaoh. Now I'm going to enjoy punishing you even more. I scurry to the rear of the enclosure to the back doors, slide the crossbars, and open them. I go into the yes chamber and help myself to a fig from the bull's basket of fruit, then push it outside, closing the door and sliding the crossbar. I push it over to the doorway of the no chamber, go in, and push the other basket out into the doorway beside it. Phew! The exertion has made me hungry. I help myself to a few grapes, which I eat while hiding in a corner. I hear the bull paw the ground. Then, after a while, it sounds as if he is turning around to get his food. His snorting is becoming louder. As I knew he would, he's coming to the chamber with all the food. The dried-up old fig will receive a no to his insolent question. The bull butts open the front door with his golden horns, struts through the chamber, heading for the baskets of fruit in the back doorway, and begins to eat with gusto. As he is gorging himself, I sneak up behind him and give him a swat on the ass. Knocking the baskets over, he rushes through the doorway into the hall. I hear him make his way around the hall to the front, then hear the vizier scream. I go out, close the door behind me, and slide the crossbar. With both back doors sealed, the bull can't go back inside the enclosure. I climb up the wall to enjoy the spectacle. The vizier, his dress pulled up, is running from the bull. He reaches the door leading out of the hall, but can't open it. The bull is certainly angry. Maybe he thinks it was the vizier who dared to swat him on his sacred ass. They circle the enclosure again and again. I'm impressed by the vizier's stamina. But as much as I'm enjoying the show, I must leave. The screaming is bound to attract the attention of the priests. I wait until the vizier and the bull are on the other side of the enclosure, jump down from the wall, and begin running myself away from them and towards the door. When I reach it, I understand why the dried-up old fig can't open it. It's so heavy it requires more time than an angry bull is willing to give him. I push on one of the panels with all my might. It opens just enough so I can get through. I close it behind me and, just in case the vizier has time to open it, slide the crossbar through the mounts. I hear the faint noise of the wood pins falling into place. The door is locked. I take the key with me to ensure that, when help does arrive, it'll be delayed getting inside. The vizier did say he wanted to be alone with the bull, and he's got much more time alone with him than he wished for. I hope he uses it to ask more questions, such as, "Am I ever going to get out of here?" When I pass the cow's stable, the doors are still open. One cow is wearing a garland of flowers around her neck. She must be the one chosen to satisfy the bull's amorous needs tonight. Oh, my dear, your lover boy will not be up to snuff. Even the sacred bull of Ptah tires after a day of chase. I throw the key into the stable, and it lands on a pile of dung. At bedtime, just as he does every night, the pharaoh asks, "Rabbahaman, how was your day?" "Fine. I caught a rat." The next morning, I visit my pretty servant girls. Heba is talking, and the others are listening with their mouths open, enthralled. "Somehow the bull got free and chased him around the hall," she's saying. "You can't tell by looking at him, but he's fast. The priest said the bull had a hard time catching up to him. When he finally did, a hard butt in the ass." My ears prick up. "Well, he wanted to be alone with the bull, didn't he?" Muet says. We all laugh. "It was a long time before a carpenter was found," Heba continues. "Carpenter?" the girls ask in unison. "Oh, yes, the door was locked and the key nowhere to be found. The carpenter had to break the lock." "Did anyone ever find out what the old fig's question was?" Bibi asks. The eyes of the girls widen in expectation. They hope Heba will say she's found out. "No one knows." "Who locked the door?" Again the girls look expectantly at Heba. "No one knows." Oh, but I know, and I'm dying to tell them of my triumph. I'd be their hero. It's better to keep quiet. They'd promised to keep my story a secret, but it had soon become a popular item of gossip. Indeed, it would spread all over Egypt, as if carried by the wind. "The dried-up old fig," Heba continues, "told the priests who bandaged his ass that he would give the temple a great gift if the matter was kept quiet. But you know what gossip-mongers priests are." Could the priests possibly be worse than my pretty servant girls? "The priests told their stablemen, who told our stablemen, who told the kitchen superintendent, who told the kitchen help, who told me." She pauses to catch her breath. "Well, anyway, at dawn this morning 4 men carried the vizier on a litter down to the dock. He was lying on his belly. He can't sit or lie on his back. The men put him on the boat to Wasset. Good riddance, I say. Good riddance," the girls chime in. I agree.